To enter this timeless land, one of these many worlds will open to you. Frontierland, tall tales and true from the legendary past. Tomorrowland, promise of things to come. Adventureland, the wonder world of nature's own realm. Fantasyland, the happiest kingdom of them all. Presenting this week from Fantasyland, the adventure story. And now, your host, Walt Disney.
Everyone likes a thrilling adventure story. We like to make them, and you like to see them. From time to time, we have shown you such exciting classics as Robin Hood, Rob Roy, 20,000 Leagues, and many others. But there's one adventure story that hasn't been told. It isn't a classic, but in its own way, it's quite a yarn. It's the Goofy adventure story, the thrilling saga of the Goofy family down through the ages. This chronicle contains many of their stirring tales which have been handed down from generations of Goofies, told and retold many times from Goofy father to Goofy son. It's a real humdinger with thrills and excitement on every page. But let's start with the story of Captain Goofy, who fought the raging elements to bring his sturdy craft through the treacherous waters off Cape Horn.
All hands on deck! Drop the topsails! Tether the jib! Reef the boat! Heave ho, me hearties! Man the pumps! We'll ride out this storm, or my name ain't Ebenezer Goofy.
Gee whiz, Pop. What a story.
Yep, son, that's how your great-grandfather, Captain Ebenezer, brought his sturdy ship around the Horn. Those were rugged days, son. Wooden ships, iron men. Notice the resemblance?
Sure, Pop. You look just like Great-Grandpa Goofy. But tell me more about our family.
Son, this old attic's full of the mementos of our adventures. Ah, yes, sirree, boy. Our family kicked up its heels from the very beginning. Wandered to the four corners of the earth looking for adventure. Why, there's always been a goof mixed up in history.
Gosh, Dad, we Goofies go way, way back.
Look, over there. That's the suit of armor worn by one of your illustrious ancestors, Sir Cedric Goof.
Who are the other two?
Why, one's your Aunt Matilda, and the other's a pot-bellied stove.
I like him.
Come here, son. Sit up here with your old dad. Look, this book's full of all kinds of Goofy family history.
Jee-miny, our family tree?
Yeah, you bet it is. A family tree to be proud of. Why, you can trace it back in an unbroken line to the earliest beginnings of our Goofy clan.
Gosh, tell me about them, Dad.
Well, son, there was Horatio, the noblest Goof of them all. Held a lot of bridges in his time.
Gee willikers.
Then Gaius Goofy, Commander-in-Chief of the Emperor's Royal Barge. Yes, sirree, boy. And then, when knighthood was in flower, there was,
I know him. That's Sir Cedric Goof.
Right, son. He carried the Goofy banner on high to win the hand of Lady Fair in the jousting tournaments. Yeah, bravo. But we weren't just daring adventures. No, sirree. We were great thinkers, too. Here's Leonardo da Goofy. He's worrying about what shape the world was in. To prove his theory, he sent one of his sons along when Columbus discovered America.
Hey, I studied about that in school.
Yep, son, they were all adventurers, explorers, dreamers, and captains of the ocean sea.
Hold on, Pop. Who's that?
Who, him? Well, we don't talk about him much. He's old Black Goof, the pirate, the scourge of the seven seas.
Golly, a real pirate?
Yeah, but crime doesn't pay, son. Old Black Goofy finally got it in the end.
8 bells, come and get it.
Gosh, Dad.
Then there was Pilgrim Goofy, came over on the Mayflower. Spent a lot of time up in New England. Why, they even invited him to the Boston Tea Party. Yes, he was quite a party boy. Made a hit with the bigwigs, too. Anyhow, he started the American branch of the Goofy family. Explorers along the Mississippi, trappers in the North Woods, and adventurers always.
Who's that, Dad?
Who's that? Why, he's Wild Bill Goofy, that's who. Here he is, bringing covered wagons across the wide open plain.
Jeepers, I wish I could hear his story.
Well, if he could talk, he'd say,
Howdy, strangers. Now, I ain't aiming to pick no argument or nothing. Understand? Cause anybody knows them old kivered wagons look powerful slow creaking and groaning across them plains. Well, partner, that old tornado just took us across them plains and mountains quicker'n you could say Jack Robinson. Some of us settled in Oregon and Nevada and in California, and some of us went a little too far west.
You know, son, your grandfather Amos, on your mother's side, he was quite an adventurer, too. Why, this here trunk is packed with souvenirs of his adventures.
Gee willikers, look at all that keen stuff. A gun and those daggers and look at the funny hat.
That? It's an old-time Opry hat. How do I look?
You look funny, Pop, but tell me more about Grandpa Amos.
Well, old Amos was a jack of all trades. He went places and did things. Here, these are some pictures of his adventures.
Golly, let's see them.
Take this old tin type. That's when Amos was up in Utah back in '69.
So that's how his hat got scorched, huh?
Yep, son. Railroading was too strenuous, so he took a job cashiering for Wells Fargo. And then he, that was about the time he went to sea for his health.
Oh, boy, Gramps was a sailor.
You bet he was. The most sure-footed sailor that ever walked a poop deck. You might even call him an all-around sailor.
Golly, looks like fun, Pop.
Why, when there was an emergency in the engine room, Amos was the man they called every time. Yes, sir, he spoon-fed those boilers like a mother feeding her baby. I'm telling you, boy, he had a way with a steam engine, and, Percy, buy some. Looky here. This is Gramps when he had the most important job on the ship.
Gosh, Pop, a harpoonist?
Yep, the bigger the whale, the better he liked it. Whale-ho, Archibald! Yep, off on a new adventure.
Where to, Pop?
Well, we lost track of him for months until we received this letter. And after a hazardous journey, I finally made it to shore on a beautiful coral isle with its waving palms, white sand, and friendly natives who welcomed me royally. I was honored at their native festivals and invited to stay for dinner. But somehow I ended up in hot water, a circumstance which made it necessary for me to drop out of the picture. But I didn't come away empty-handed.
Golly, buried treasure?
Yep, son, that pirate's gold financed your grandfather's greatest adventure, his safari to Africa.
Gosh, Pop, Africa? What happened to him there?
Well, son, here it is, right in his own words, from his own African diary. November 23rd, after an uneventful voyage, I sighted Africa, the dark continent. Land of adventure, Africa the unknown, foreboding, mysterious Africa. November 24th, I landed on the romantic Ivory Coast. And so we broke camp and started homeward. Out across the open belt, pushed our safari. Over crocodile-infested waters, up the Ubamboogie, down the slopes of Makakia, through the forest of Mombasa, back until we reached the Ivory coastline, where I hastily departed, sailing into the tropic sunset, leaving with a fond adieu, bringing to a close Amos Goofy's African Adventures. Now, son, we're getting closer to home. It's time to study our branch of the Goofy family tree. Yours and mine. And Uncle Joe's.
But where is Uncle Joe?
Well, your Uncle Joe just couldn't stay put for very long. You see, he had itching feet, and they took him all over the world looking for adventure. Over hot desert sands. And freezing Arctic snow. From the boulevards of Perri to the Sultan's palace in Persia. Finally, Uncle Joe's itching feet took him down to Mexico to fight the bull. Here's what they said about him.
A ferocious fighting bull has been vanquished by a truly great matador. Never in the history of the bullfight has there been such a magnificent performance.
Golly, Pop, how did Uncle Joe get to be a matador?
Well, that's quite a story, son. Let's start at the beginning. One summer, your Uncle Joe was driving south of the border, down Mexico way.
Oh, boy, Pop, Uncle Joe really threw that old bull.
Shucks, son, throwing the bull comes natural to us goofs. Well, that's it, son. Now you know all about the Goofy family and their brave adventures.
Yeah, but what have you done, Pop? I'll bet you're the bravest adventurer of them all.
Oh, shucks, son.
I bet you're not afraid of anything, not even a tiger. Tell me, Pop, did you shoot that old tiger?
Shoot him? Heck no! Uncle Joe shot him. Why, if it had been me, I'd fight him with my bare hands.
Oh, boy!
I'd grab him by the tail, I'd swing him around, and I'd twist his arm, and I'd jump on him, and then I'd give him the old heave-ho.
Gosh, you're the bravest dad in the whole wide world. You could wrestle a bear.
Sure I could.
Or a crocodile.
That's right, sure.
Or anything.
Sure.
Oh, boy, Pop, take me hunting.
Sure I will.
Promise promise, Dad? Huh, Dad?
Oh, sure, son, sure. Anytime.
Oh, boy, Pop. Maybe we'll get a lion, huh?
What am I saying? Oh, wait a minute, son. Hold on. It's too late now. It's time for you to go to bed.
All right, Daddy. But remember, you promised. We'll go the first thing in the morning.
Me and my big mouth. Shucks, I'm not the bravest dad in the whole wide world. Well, I'm not even brave. But I can't let the boy down now. Can't let him think his old dad's scared. But I made him a promise.
Come on down, Daddy. I'm ready for my bedtime story.
Bedtime story, that's it. I'll scare those hunting ideas right out of his head. I'll tell him a whopper. Well, son, this reminds me about the time I was tiger hunting in India. It was about as dark a night as this. Jungle noises the only thing breaking the stillness of the night. Eyes a piercing out of the jungle darkness from every which way. Me and my faithful pachyderm, pitting our strength and wits against the fiendish and merciless cunning of the Bengal tiger.
Gee, Dad, were you scared?
Heck no, boy, I wasn't scared. Just mighty careful. Wow! Yes, sirree, son. And that is how the tiger lost his stripes.
Gosh, Daddy, hunting is dangerous, isn't it?
You bet it is. But you go to sleep now, son. You're safe here with your pop.
All right, Daddy. Night, Daddy.
It worked. He won't want to go hunting now.
But don't forget, we're going hunting in the morning. For a tiger, maybe, or a lion. Dad, time to go hunting.
I'm coming.
Oh, boy!
Okay. Well, son, you're going to learn plenty about the great outdoors. I'm going to teach you how to make camping, how to build a fire, show you all about woodcraft.
Gee, swell, Dad.
And then I'm going to show you how to hunt.
Oh, boy, Pop. Maybe we'll get a lion, huh?
Well, we might get a rabbit.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, Pop. You almost caught that old lion.
Yeah, I did. Well, it's lucky for him, because I'd grab him by the tail, and I'd swing him around, and I'd twist his arm, and I'd jump on him, and then I'd give him the old heave-ho. The lion! Yow! Did I ever tell you about the time I was a race driver?
Next week, our show comes to you from Fantasyland. In it, we'll tell you the story of one of our old pianos and the part it played in one of the studio's most exciting adventures. Here now are some scenes from that program.
Next week, from Fantasyland, Walt Disney brings you our Gala 4th Anniversary Show. In vivid reenactment, you'll see and hear the famous composer, Sergei Prokofiev, playing his delightful musical fantasy, Peter and the Wolf. Then, as an anniversary presentation, you'll see the complete version of Peter and the Wolf as it was translated into the musical cartoon medium. You'll meet Peter, the fearless hunter. Grandpapa, who tries to curb his enthusiasm. Then there's Sasha the bird, Sonia the duck, Ivan the cat. And of course, the ferocious wolf. So be with us next week to hear the story behind the story of Peter and the Wolf. And as an anniversary presentation, to see this hilarious musical fantasy when...
Just a moment, please. Excuse me, Mr. Wolf. Hi, I'm Darlene Gillespie of the Mickey Mouse Club. We're planning a big surprise party for Mr. Disney's anniversary. And we're going to have lots of famous grown-up guest stars to help us celebrate.
Right, Darlene. Bess Parker and the Mellow Man will introduce our new frontier hero, Andy Burnett.
Andy's on the move, Andy won't rest. Andy Burnett, he's a traveling west.
And now, surprise number 2. You'll meet the romantic masked rider of old Spanish California, the legendary Zorro.
From the horse to know the Zorro.
And here's the biggest surprise of all. The gala musical party the Mouseketeers are staging for the Disneyland 4th anniversary show. Yes, there's plenty of surprises for everyone, including Mr. Disney himself, when the Mickey Mouse Club takes a hand in the proceedings.
Patches.
There'll be new songs, new dances, and special excitement for every member of the family. See Darlene, Annette, Doreen, Bobby, Cubby, Karen, and the other Mouseketeers as they make their debut on the Disneyland Hour.
The best that ever was makes you feel so happy. My, oh my, like a camp celebration on the 4th of July. Believe me, once you started, you won't stop. Come and do the hop can hop.
Join the party and share the fun next week as the Mouseketeers, Spin and Marty, Zorro, Andy Burnett, Bess Parker, and many more come to you on the Gala 4th anniversary show.
In theaters everywhere, Walt Disney's Perri, a new and excitingly different kind of motion picture. From Felix Salten's classic story of a friendly pine squirrel, Walt Disney brings to the screen the first true life fantasy. High above the earth, in a fascinating treetop world, Perri's story unfolds in the most unusual motion picture of the year. Here is an enchanting entertainment experience, filmed as no motion picture has ever been filmed before. Perri, a new star, alive, real, unforgettable, as she joins Walt Disney's distinguished gallery of beloved screen personalities. Walt Disney's Perri, all in color by Technicolor, coming soon to a theater near you.
This has been an ABC Television Network film presentation.